I met John right after I turned 16. He was 21, and, you know, we liked each other and wanted to start dating, and of course, you know,
Mom said no.
Yeah, so Keith and Kathy would allow us to meet in secret and lie to them, and they didn't care that I was underage or anything like that. When I met John, I was going through a lot of stuff and very depressed and looking for answers, and I was taking, like, religion classes in high school and stuff, and, you know, when he came home from his mission, it's like, he had all the answers. Everywhere I went to, everyone's like, oh, this is what we believe, and he was like, no, this is answer, and, like, had proof and evidence, and it was answers for why the horrible things in my life were happening. And it was to the point where, for the first time in a long time, I actually felt comforted and felt right and felt like things were going to be okay. So he lures you in with these promises of grandeur and happiness and reason for things. And then once you are in, it's like, now if you don't follow everything I say, these are the horrible, awful consequences.
What you just saw was an excerpt from the Explore With Us YouTube channel's newest video about the Coltharp investigation that happened in Utah, in Iron County. Really, you should go check out the Explore With Us YouTube channel to get the entire story, but cliff notes are the estranged father who had started his own cult, kind of offshoot of the Mormon church, kidnapped his daughters with a friend, and they each married each other's daughters, who were all under the age of 14. It's disgusting, and the whole point of me talking about this is to address how common this is in the Mormon faith. This is probably pretty common within any Christian group. Religion tends to take advantage of people any way that they can. As soon as there is an opening, as soon as there is a weakness, they will exploit it. This is a trend throughout Mormonism that I've seen. You have Warren Jeffs is probably one of the most extreme examples. The Daybell situation that happened with Lori, was it Lori and I can't remember the guy, Dan Daybell? No, it wasn't Dan. Dave Daybell? I can't remember his freaking name. You have the Daybell situation where he convinced Lori that, you know, he was some kind of messiah. And then you have this case, and the list probably is longer. I can't think of anything else, but I'm pretty sure I've heard of plenty. And the whole point of this, the reason I wanted to talk about this is it just seems like a trend within Mormonism, like specifically Mormonism. I'm sure it's a trend in any kind of religious sect where people see what the religion is doing, or they understand how to manipulate people using these beliefs, and they take it to a very disgusting extreme. In this case with Coltharp guy, they kidnapped their daughters and then married each other's daughters and SA'd them, which it's just astounding how easy it is for these people to manipulate others. And I mean, it's not actually surprising because the church does this on a daily basis. This is why the church is so dangerous. It creates this atmosphere of we are all knowing, we have all your answers, you know, everything that's wrong in your life could be changed if you just, you know, read our book and come to church every Sunday. And these people are just so easily manipulated because they're in such a weak state. They're just being taken advantage of. They're victims. And like she said in the beginning of this video, the excerpt from the Explore With Us video, she was completely taken advantage of. She was in a weakened state. She was depressed. She was going through hard times. And this guy came along who was just off his mission. And lo and behold, what do you know? He has all of the answers. He has every single answer you could think of. He has all this evidence, which I would be hard pressed to believe any of his evidence is actually true. I'm sure that I'm sure that it seems true and logical to a 16-year-old girl who, you know, has a lot of questions about her life and is probably going through all sorts of changes, and they step in at just the right time and look, oh, I feel so much better now. But then all of a sudden you realize, oh, I got to do this, this, and this, or else. Sometimes the or else is ambiguous. Sometimes the or else is internal damnation. You know, sometimes it's being locked in a storage container and being SA'd by your dad's friend. The LDS Church creates an atmosphere where predators can thrive and where they will absolutely take advantage of you. And when they figure out how to do that, it's almost like the church creates the playbook and then they're like, let's tweak this a little bit. I see what they're doing here now. And they figure out how to manipulate people. It's literally a playbook on how to manipulate people and how to brainwash people. And that's why it's so dangerous. It's an incredibly dangerous organization that gives predators a playbook to prey on the weak and the vulnerable. And they say mind control in that video that I showed. They say mind control, and I don't think that that's entirely untrue. I think that it's essentially mind control. It's as close as you can get to puppeteering somebody without actually puppeteering them. And it's just disgusting. This is why the Mormon Church is dangerous, because this happens far too often. This happens all the damn time. My 15-year-old girl needs to live in a closet until I say so, and she has to do everything I want her to do, including gross things. It's weird. It's so fucking weird. And it just makes me so grateful that I'm out of that bullshit, man. Holy cow, am I so glad that I'm out of this bullshit, because, yeah. It's just too easy to be manipulated. It's too easy to have the wool pulled over your eyes. And the irony is they'll say the exact same thing about people who have left. You had the wool pulled over your eyes by the adversary. Bullshit. Good luck with that.